Welcome back to Mr. Wicklam's virtual math classroom, where today what we're going to be discussing is we're still going to be looking at our patterns in algebra unit. And today what we're going to begin with is we've been doing a lot of patterns work. Now we're going to start into the algebra part. And the algebra part isn't hard, it's just math. It's just taking equations and solving them, really is what it is. When we look at an equation, now this would be an equation. I'm not the best artist. These are apples or whatever you want to call them with a stem and a circle. That is what they are. But if you look at this, this is an equation. Okay? If you look at the first four letters of equation, it should look similar to a word that you know that you use in math all the time, such as 4 times 4 equals, so equal. Okay, so equation, basically what equation means is equation means making the same. Okay, so the equation's just making the same. So I want to have, if I have 8 here, I need to have 8 over here. That's what an equation is. It means that it's equal. That's what this sign here, right here means. It's equal. It is the same. Okay, so if I have 8 on this side, I need to make sure that I have 8 on this side. Now, in order to do that, what I need to do is I need to figure out how many apples belong in this box. I have 8, and my equation is basically saying 8 equals 3 plus something. 3 plus a number. Well, if I want to know what this number is, the easiest way to find out is to take 3 away from each side. If I take 3 away from each side, it balances out. 1, 2, 3. Right? If I take 3 away from here, how many are left? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, let's plug that in. So if I plug that in, and I say I started with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 equals 1, 2, 3 plus 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So what I'm saying is 8 equals 3 plus 5. Okay? That's pretty simple. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing something similar, but we're really going to be looking at numbers. Now, that's not too hard. I'm pretty sure that you can understand the logic behind what we did there. And so let's take a look at another example. I have 5 apples. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? So I have 5 equals what? 1 plus I don't know. Okay? And so what we're going to do is we are going to cancel out 1 and 1. Now, in essence, what I'm doing is I am doing this. I am doing 1 minus 1, right? Because I'm taking it away. I'm basically saying I have 0 left, and 5 minus 1 because I took that away. What am I left with? I am left with 4 equals 0 plus, well, how many am I left with? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? So how many apples fill in my blank? 4. And then that makes my equation true. 5 equals 1 plus 4. Okay? Now I hope I didn't make that too confusing for you, but all I did is when I cancel this out, I'm canceling 1 over here, so 4 equals 4. It has to. Has to. 4 has to be the same as 4. So that's what goes into my box. Okay? Now, there's always more than one way to solve a problem. I always tell you guys that. So I'm going to show you a slightly different method. Okay, it's similar to this, But what I'm going to teach you is something that that probably, I hope, will be easy for you to understand. Okay, so we start out with 6 apples on this side, and it equals, we don't know, plus 2. Okay, and so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take this right here, and I'm going to move it across the equal sign. Now, here's the thing. When something is a positive on its side of the equal sign, when you move it across, it has to become a negative. So it's positive, it has to become a negative. So if I say that, I'm doing 6 minus 2. Okay, so I've moved that across, and I do 6 minus 2. So if I do that, what I'm essentially saying is 6 minus 2 equals. Okay, so I've taken these and I've moved them across. All right, so 6 minus 2 equals, and I have my box here. Okay, so what does 6 minus 2 equal? Well, I have 6, 5, 4. Which would be 4 apples. Now, if I plug that into this, I get 6 and 6. Okay? So I'm just kind of showing you different ways. Now you can use method number 1, where you just cancel out the apples and you get what's left. Okay? If I have 3 on this side, I need to take 3 away over here. I'm going to get 5. You can use an algebra equation, which is what I'm kind of showing you, and you can cancel 1 on each side and you get what's left. Or you can do what I just did, and you can take your number across the equal sign. You have to switch the sign, and that will give you your answer. Okay, there's more than one way to solve this for sure. All right, so what we're going to do is we've been looking at addition. Okay, so now we're going to look at subtraction. All right, so this is what Bob took away, because minus 3, so he takes 3 away, and Bob has this many apples left. So when Bob takes 3 away, he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 apples left. So what we want to figure out is how many Bob started with. When we're subtracting, we want to figure out what Bob started with. So we don't know what Bob started with. He took 3 away, and he's left with 5. Now, this is where it becomes pretty easy to see kind of my system that I just showed you. So I have the box. So what I'm doing is I'm moving it over. So we have this equation. I have the box, and it equals. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this. I'm going to move it across, and it's going to become plus 3. Okay, so I got my box. This is now gone. And I've got my box, and it equals 5 plus 3. Well, what does 5 plus 3 equal? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I apologize for my small apples in my box. Now, here's the thing. If I fill this out and I go right here and I go back and I go 8 minus 3 equals 5. So if I put 8 apples in here minus 3, what do I get? I get 5. Okay? So that's all we're doing. All we're doing is we're just moving that number across the equal sign to find out my answer. Okay, so we're just balancing or making the equation the same. Okay? Now, last but not least, you're going to see some problems. Okay? And these problems are, you have 8 children in the gym. 3 children are in the pool. How many children are out of the pool? Well, if I have 8 children in the gym, 3 are in the pool, how many children are out of the pool? Well, I take 3 away from 8, and I can figure out that 5 children are out of the pool. Okay? That's all I have for today's lesson. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. This is Mr. Wicklum signing off.